So this is video catch-up number 2, and that topic is dysphoria. Dysphoria is a heartless bitch. It shows up without warning, it stays as long as it damn well pleases, and it is really, really inconvenient a lot of the time. And I don't want to make it sound trite at all. I mean, it's a serious thing that everybody deals with dysphoria. It's not a trans issue. If anybody tries to tell you that it's a trans issue, tell them to shut up and send them to me, because it's not. It's an everybody issue. It's a human body issue. I mean, I have a lot of body dysphoria, which is different than dysmorphia, by the way. You can look those up. But I have body dysphoria about my size, my weight, my height, my everything. So it's something that if you're new to the trans community, if you're new to the trans partner community, if you need to figure out where they're coming from, the best way is to look in the mirror and go, what do I hate about myself? And it's gonna suck when you start, but just look at yourself and say, what do I hate? What part of my face do I just want to cut off and replace? What makes me wake up in cold sweats in the middle of the night? Because I know that it's part of my body. So if you know what that feels like, you can relate. I'm not saying that it is the same as body dysphoria. I'm not saying that gender dysphoria is anything to try and mess with. I mean, if you're experiencing it and you don't want to identify as trans, that's fine. Because as I said, not a trans issue. I gotta stop digressing. Okay. That actually kind of brings me to my next point. Don't make generalizations. The best way to help with dysphoria is to talk to the person one-on-one. Don't say, oh, well, all trans guys want you to talk about their dick. Like, if anybody knows Buck Angel, he talks about how much he loves being a man with a vagina. Some guys are going to be okay with that. Some guys, if you get into a more intimate situation, are going to be okay with you touching their chest. They're going to be okay with you calling things certain things. But otherwise, it's going to be all about communication. It's going to be all about talking to the person that you're with. And if you're going to get naked and have sex with somebody, you better be able to at least have a conversation with them. I mean, if that's too scary for you, then keep your pants on. Because it's not going to be worth it. You're both going to have a terrible experience. You as, the partner, you might overstep a bound that you don't even mean to. And if you make the other person feel uncomfortable, you're going to feel horrible. Because you didn't mean to cross any lines. Because it wasn't done maliciously. But it's not going to change the fact that a line was crossed. I hope that makes sense. So, there's a lot of gender terms that we use for sex. This is going to be a little NSFW, if you will. I'm going to be pretty blunt about it. We think male, penis, dick, cock, hard. And we think female, nobody says vagina in bed. Nobody says penis for that matter, I guess. But, pussy, wet, we don't really get much for vaginas, I guess. Tits are a good one. Boobs, nobody says breasts or anything, I know. But you're going to want to figure out what works for your partner and what works for you if you're talking about a sexual situation. I talked about being a little bit dysphoric about my weight, so if I would be with somebody for the first time and they would touch my stomach, I would just cringe and back away. And so just try and think of what that feels like. Try and think of every time that you felt, oh God, don't touch me. Even if it was for a flashing second. And extrapolate that. And that's how your partner feels all the time. And it has to be crushing and it has to be painful. And it gets better. I can't tell you that it's never going to get better. I can't tell you that I still cry when I look in the mirror, because I don't anymore. I don't have those issues, because people grow and they learn, and your partner, or you, if you're a trans man watching this, you will learn and you'll grow. You'll learn to accept yourself more, and you'll also grow if you start hormones, and you'll become much more comfortable. I will talk about that in another video, in this little series that I'm doing, if you will. So honestly, watch your terminology is a big one, and communicate. Talk too much. Talk until you just don't ever want to hear the other person's voice anymore, because it's so important. I mean, any relationship, period, just no matter what the gender or anything is with your partner, communication is so key. But a big thing in trans relationships, and gay relationships, I guess, period, because there's a gender disconnect. Because I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. Okay, if you're a woman and you're with a woman, you think, oh, I'm a chick, I know how you guys work. No, you don't. So you need to actually have an in-depth conversation with your partner about what works for them, what doesn't. Oh yeah, baby, right there. Everything that's gonna help you move your relationship forward, emotionally, physically, everything. And I know I talked about sex a lot, and it's important. And I've seen a lot of relationships the sex falls by the wayside. And you think, oh, well, sex isn't about everything. But it's important. And if you're not communicating in that way, how else are you not communicating? What else is falling by the wayside? What else am I letting go just because I'm busy, or I'm tired, or I'm having a family issue, or whatever? So communication is going to be the biggest thing to deal with dysphoria. And if it rears its ugly head, batten down the hatches, grab your partner, and barrel through it. It's not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time. And you will make it out the other side, as long as you work together. Alright, I will see you on the next installment of Emily Plays Catch Up on her videos.